There has been a lot of content, man. Wizards of the Coast is pumping out stuff like you wouldn't believe, and I've got yet another book that's been announced, and I know I have already sort of briefly talked about this book coming out, but I thought I would at least go over it a little bit, just so you knew a little bit about what's going on with it, and sort of direct you in the right direction for it as well. Okay. Right, so I'm doing my sound check. My sound seems to be coming through good, which is excellent. You will find the start time for this video down in the description. How's it going, Graveyard? Hi, Darren. Okay, now I will absolutely respond to people and answer questions and respond to your feedback and say hi to you, all that sort of stuff near the end of the presentation. So usually during my live streams I do a presentation first, then when I've finished I will then open it up to anybody who's part of the live stream. Dear Jesus, how's it going, mate? Okay, alright, well I'm going to get started, and this is going to be fairly quick. It's not going to be a long video. Alright, here we go. Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. And oh my gosh, has there been a lot of stuff to announce. I'm just amazed at the amount of content that Wizards of the Coast is making right now, and it sounds and looks really, really good. And the book that I want to talk about today is called Monsters and Creatures. So Dungeons and Dragons has yet another book being released for younger kids or children. It's called basically a young adventurer's guide for kids, and it's aimed for kids between the ages of 8 and 12. Monsters and Creatures is supposed to be a fun introductory guide to Dungeons and Dragons beasts and monsters with a heavy focus on illustration. How can any dungeon master resist, let alone kids, the idea of getting a book full of monsters? Now, as you can see from the cover art, that doesn't look like kiddie art. That looks like cool stuff to me. I like the cover art. Now, if the cover art is anything like what's in the book, we should be doing quite nicely, whether you are an 8-year-old or a 12-year-old, or you are an adult. So I am sort of torn when I see this. So one-of-a-kind entries for some of the most sinister, foul, and memorable Dungeons and Dragons monsters. So that's code for there are going to be new monster artwork pieces in this book, which there should be, featuring amazing illustrations, expert insights on some of Dungeons and Dragons' most dangerous monsters. Okay, insights, I was trying to sort of think, what does that mean when you say insights? Can you be a bit more specific? Of course, I can't find that kind of information out at this present time, but I will certainly let you know if I do find out. The guide shines a spotlight on beasts that scare, excite, and cause trouble for adventurers. Well, we know that monsters are supposed to do that anyway. What I'm really excited about is the following information. Creatures that live underground, dwell in wilderness, boneyards, and soar in the sky. Okay, so boneyards, soar in the sky. Okay, we're definitely, well, it's pretty clear we're talking about dragons. There's dragons on the front cover, and etc. There'll be other creatures. Obviously, dragons are going to be there, right? It's Dungeons and Dragons. Monster profiles on monster size and other information, danger level, and tips for how to survive an encounter. And I was like, okay, so is this a player's handbook of some kind? It does suggest that it's some sort of player's handbook, but also a mixture of a dungeon master manual with pictures and monster lore rather than stat blocks. And I was thinking, if I am an adult and I hear about a book that's got artwork in it with monsters, that's good enough for me usually, but it also has monster lore in there, I'm going to be really tempted to want to buy it, even if it's not designed for my age group. Here's where it gets really interesting. The perfect entry point for young fans of fantasy and D&D, or Dungeons and Dragons. Encounter stories so readers can practice problem-solving skills they'll need to fight monsters when they play Dungeons and Dragons adventures of their own. And that sold me. I was so torn when I saw that. I was like, it sounds really interesting for just about anyone, which is why I am so excited about this particular book. Now, there is a bit of information, of course, that you'll want to know, and that is it is being released on July 16, 2019 on Amazon. I don't know where it will be released in terms of other locations, but I know that Amazon has it up there for pre-order. Yes, there is an affiliate link down in the description if you want to go and check it out. If you really want to, you can go and do that. This is going to be book 2 of 4 different books being released. I've already done a review on Warriors and Weapons, which is the first book. Monsters and Creatures is the second book. The third book is going to be Dungeons and Tombs. And then, of course, we'll get Wizards and Spells. Now, I am absolutely convinced at this point this is a setup to introduce a younger audience to a new Dungeons and Dragons rule set. I honestly think we're looking at Dungeons and Dragons 5.5, or at least a Dungeons and Dragons Lite, a streamlined version of the game so people can sort of play their game, probably with a much stronger focus for narrative rather than crunchy mechanics. It might be as simple as just rolling a 20-sided dice, and that's all we really have to worry about. I am really excited. I'm really impressed. I am torn as to whether this is actually for kids or whether it's potentially useful for new dungeon masters or older dungeon masters who just can't help themselves because it sounds titillating. We just won't know, of course, until there's a bit more information released. So if you found this video helpful or informative, please share and like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell button to be notified when I go live and when I publish new videos. If you want to support me, watching this video helped a lot. I have hundreds more videos. You're welcome to go and check them out, including the Warriors and Weapons video. I don't do Patreon, but I do have affiliate links to the book depository and Amazon, which you can go and use if you really want to. This is your opportunity in the live chat to give feedback, ask questions. If you're not part of the live chat, you can do that down in the comments section. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. All right, I'm not gone. Let me just make sure I get my face in the right place and line myself up, because right now I'm not lined up. I've got my little notes in front of me, so I will hopefully be able to answer questions for people. I'll make sure I put myself in the camera, and we'll flick it over. I flicked it over now. There we are, and let's go to the live chat, because that's the whole point of live chat, is having an opportunity for me to respond to you. And I've already said hi to Graveyard Grog. Love the name, by the way. Darren, yes, hi. Dear Jesus said hi to you too. Garrett, how's it going? Garrett Lee Blanc, hello. James Kinder, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming and joining me. Very exciting. Oscar, hi Oscar. It's been a while. Nice to see you, mate. I'm glad you were able to jump in. J Darkholm, hello. How's it going? If I got your name wrong, I do apologise. The Cart of Videos, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Hi, Joe. I got your picture of the zombie. That zombie T-Rex is like really cool. I will eventually get myself organised and put some pictures up on the Facebook group. I just haven't got to it. I will do it. I just been doing other things. J Darkholm. Okay, how's it going, mate? Fred works hard. He deserves the live views. Yeah, I do deserve the live views. I feel like I do. Thank you very much. I'm not too worried about it, you know. I'm always concerned that I would get to a point where I can't actually have a really close relationship with the audience, which is kind of a worry, because I imagine there's a point where you would have to sort of restrain yourself. How would you go through hundreds and hundreds of comments if they were coming through too quickly? But that's not the case, because I'm a small channel. So you will definitely get responded to. That's always how it is. What else we got here? The Carter videos. I'm not going to say that word. I'm very late again, aren't I? No, I don't know about that, mate. It's a very short video. When it goes up, it won't take you no time to actually watch. But if you want to ask questions about the book, by all means, I'll try to answer what I can. Missed the stream, I'm at work, I'll catch the upload later. Not a problem, Joe, totally understand that. You've got to do work comes first, work comes first. J Darkholme, you're right. Yeah, that's it, that's right, cool. Dear Jesus, any news of the new book being available on D&D Beyond? I do not know. D&D Beyond has their own YouTube channel, and when they are ready to announce it, they will do a video, as they always do, about what is coming, and they will obviously, usually they don't do that until they're ready to start selling the book, and that will be like pre-orders a couple of weeks in advance, or maybe a month in advance. They don't tend to try to make it a long period, whereas you're going to have to wait till July to get this book, which is Monsters and Creatures. That's quite a bit of, that's like halfway through the year, so a lot longer to wait for. So I can't tell you anything about D&D Beyond because I don't work for them. I don't work for anybody, as it happens. Darren's there, people are saying, how's it going, Fire Lord Singer? Fire Lord Singer. That's suddenly given me an idea, because you know what I was really thinking, Fire Lord Singer. I now have a view of somebody who is a bard who sings and creates fire when they sing. I really like that idea. I've never been terribly fond of bards, but that actually sounds like Fire Lord Singer, Fire Bard Singer. I like that a lot more. Okay, so as I said, the thing that really excites me about this new book, which is actually supposed to be for a younger audience. Okay, a duct. I was actually thinking, what would be really cool is if this is these encounter stories are laid out in such a way that they would be useful for new dungeon masters and possibly people who aren't new dungeon masters, to allow them to set up a scene for their players, whether they be 8 years old, 12 years old, or 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever. Wouldn't it be just awesome if that's what they're talking about? And it wasn't like the mechanical side, it was just the fleshed out, fluffy lore and information that you would need to make a scene and an encounter. And what I loved about it is it's presenting something that will give us a problem to be solved. It started to make me think of Wooly DM, who does his puzzle videos on YouTube. And I was thinking, maybe is that what they're talking about? That would be super awesome. And then, of course, it is all designed around somebody building their own adventure, which I love. I think that's great. And hence why I do believe it is going to mean there's going to be a book released after these that is a rules light D&D for people who are young or just don't want to contend with Dungeons and Dragons 5e, but I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. I don't believe that they will steer so far away from that at all. Okay, right, there don't seem to be too many more questions in the live chat, and I'm going to take off and let you guys have a good night, good day, good morning, good afternoon. Look after yourself, look after your family, and that's me. I'm done.